Hello, my name is Rayna Long. Your hostess here on Hotel Home. Thank you for checking in with us today. And my special guest is Andrew Moore. Andrew, thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
We're very excited today because Andrew brought several gadgets to share with us about how he makes living on the road a little more like home. Now, Andrew, how long have you been living in hotels?
6 years.
6 years. So you must have found a lot of ways to minimize your luggage and entertain yourself over that time.
Yes.
All right. So what's your first item today that you brought with you?
First, I always travel an adapter, an outlet adapter for traveling overseas. Mm-hmm. It's very important to have. Otherwise, you can't plug stuff in. And the other thing I travel is a power strip, a little guy like this. This one's only rated for 110 volts, so you can't use it in the UK or anywhere that has over 110, 120 volts. Mm-hmm. But they go together, and you can use it anywhere except for the UK.
About how many things can you plug in? There's 2 Edisons and 2 USB plugs, so about how much stuff do you plug in at one time?
Really? This gets filled up. Mm-hmm. With phone, iPad, computer, and a spare slot.
And you've never had any problem with it tripping any of the breakers?
No, never. Really, all of my equipment draws very little power.
Oh, excellent. And can I see your adapter? On the side here it says US, Australia, New Zealand, UK, Europe. Here's another US, Australia, another UK. So this also works in South America, though, I believe. Correct?
Yes, yeah, that's correct. You just match the plug type with what you're trying to plug it into.
Excellent. There's flippy outs and pushy ins and all sorts of things. Let's see if I can show you what you can't really see. It's not very bright here. We'll have to take pictures later for you. But this adapter does not convert voltage. That's another good point. Do you ever travel a voltage adapter?
I don't. All of my, with the exception of the power strip, mm-hmm. all of my stuff is 100 to 240 volt compliant, so it automatically detects the voltage coming in, and that's something you should check.
And how can you find that out?
On the back of your
your power supplies?
Yeah, your power supplies. It should tell you the voltage and the amperage, mm-hmm. or 50, 60 hertz. And pretty much anything you buy is 100 to 240 volt or 50, 60 hertz.
Now we're talking about phones and computers and stuff. Don't expect your hairdryer to always work. Always check those because a lot of times they won't work. Or some places, if the amperage is different, it will still work, but it won't get as hot or it'll be too hot. Or
voltage. The voltage is different. It won't get as hot.
Okay. And what's your next nifty gadget?
My next gadget is a cable organizer. I'm really neat. I don't like clutter. Mm-hmm.
And with all your electronics, you have a lot of cables to keep.
That's correct. Yes. Mm-hmm. So this I picked up at the Container Store, and it's flat. I like it. It fits in my backpack, and it holds pretty much everything. I have a charger for my phone or iPad, and various cables, plug them in, some USB sticks, spare headphones, and this is a retractable Ethernet cable. Very handy.
Because wherever you go in the world, a lot of times you don't have a cell phone, right? So
That's
you
correct.
Rely completely on the internet when it's available.
Yes.
And I know a lot of the places I've been have only had hard lines to plug into. There's no Wi-Fi. So what do you do when that happens?
When that happens, I have on my computer the ability to broadcast my own Wi-Fi, and it will take it from the Ethernet cable and basically create my own hotspot. So it's very handy, especially if you just want to sit in bed with your iPad or phone.
Or sometimes if you're paying for internet and you're paying for each device that you plug in, sometimes you can use multiple devices through this method, right?
Sometimes, but sometimes it's only for one MAC address and it's complicated.
Okay.
It doesn't work all the time.
Okay.
The next thing I have is an HDMI cable.
Mm-hmm.
I like to watch movies, so if the hotel has a TV, I'll try to see if I can plug the HDMI in and see if it'll work, because obviously it's better to watch it on a bigger screen. Mm. But if not, the computer just does just fine.
And usually it's fairly easy. You just have to find the input control on your remote and switch to the HDMI in.
Yes.
Right?
It's not always easy, especially in countries like Japan, where it has kanji, it has like little symbols. So you just have to press every single one and see which one works for you.
There you go. Have you ever had problems with being locked out?
No.
No?
I haven't, but I know some people have.
I know sometimes their cable things are plugged in of their own, but occasionally you can unplug their stuff and plug yours in and it'll bypass it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, I have been locked out. Some hotels will block you from changing the input on their TVs. I know it's silly. But that's when you just use your computer and watch on your computer.
And watch in bed.
That's right.
Which is why you have your retractable cable.
It's more intimate, yes.
There you go. What's your next item you have for us today?
You should travel a hard drive. You can't fit everything on your computer, so travel a hard drive, fill it up with movies, and especially in places that they don't speak English, have plenty of stuff to watch.
Now, about how big is this hard drive?
This is 1.5 terabytes, so it's huge. I'll never fill it, but just in case.
So if you're going out looking for a new one, you would recommend getting at least 1 terabyte?
Yeah, and they're pretty inexpensive now. And really, now that they've come out with solid-state drives, I would opt for that. It's more expensive, but there aren't any moving parts. It's just like a flash drive, so it's less likely to fail.
Even when you're traveling all the time and stuff's getting thrown around, it's less likely to have something come apart.
Right.
All right. Excellent.
The next thing I have, I like to eat. I have collapsible bowls. You can also use them as a plate. They're really cool. I've got them at REI.
We're just doing all sorts of product placements.
That's
right.
If
any of you would like to donate to our cause,
yes, please.
Please feel free to let us know, and we'll gladly accept your donations.
There's also these neat fork, knife, spoon combos from Light My Fire, also at REI.
Can I see one of your multi-tools?
Sure.
I don't know if you can see on the bottom edge of this fork, there's actually a serrated edge so that you can use it as a knife. That's very cool.
Yeah.
And these seem pretty durable, right?
They are. Sometimes they break, but they do make a titanium one.
Oh.
Yeah. It's heavier, so you have to account for the weight.
And remember, we're traveling 2 suitcases, 50 pounds a piece max. So you have to remember that during all of your travelings, which is why a lot of these things are space-saving equipment. Okay, what's your next item?
The next item is a luggage scale. Speaking of weight, this is another thing I picked up at the Container Store. I think it was on sale. I like sales. Because, airlines are pretty strict about their weight limits, and
you can't always make puppy dog eyes at those attendants, and they'll slide it through for you, will they?
Especially me with a face for radio. I mean, they don't like me that much. So yeah, a luggage scale, it really doesn't weigh anything, and if you had to, you could attach it to your backpack.
And this is an electronic scale?
Yes, this one's electronic. I recommend the electronic ones because I have had an analog one, and something happened and it's no longer accurate.
Do you know how much weight this can hold?
I don't. It probably says.
Somewhere?
Yeah, probably on the package I threw away, but yeah. Probably 80 pounds.
This does look like it takes a watch battery, though.
It does. It does, yes.
Are those harder to find overseas?
I've never had to replace this battery, so I don't know.
Okay. So we've got some longevity going for us there.
Yes.
That's good.
The next thing I would recommend is a camera. My camera is waterproof.
It's very good if you're going to go exploring and adventuring in some of the strange places that we've been.
It has its own life preserver in case it falls in. And it's orange. I can see it.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. It also has...
Does it glow in the dark?
It doesn't.
Maybe next time.
Next time. It has GPS. It has the ability to record coordinates, and then when you upload your photos, it'll put a pinpoint of each photo on the map, which is kind of cool. It will also record video. It's pretty much an all-in-one kind of deal.
So is there like one standard map that everywhere you take it, it puts a little point, and so you have like, these are all of my travels? Or is it just like by photo?
It's by photo, but you can look at it and look at the entire globe, and it'll show you each place you've taken photos. Huh. This is obviously on a computer, not on here.
And the GPS on here can't be used to find your way home. It's just for the pictures, right?
Pretty much, yeah. There is a feature. It'll show you some cool tourist attractions, but I've never been able to get it to work. It takes forever. Okay. I'm impatient.
And about how many megapixels is this? That's one of those big questions you have to ask when you're getting a camera, right?
It is, yes.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Probably 10 or 12.
That's a safe bet.
Now, how does that compare to your phone's camera? Because I know a lot of people take pictures with their with their phones just because they carry it with them all the time, and it can be a lot lighter than having to also carry a camera, this, that, and the other.
I probably use my phone more than I use my camera because you're right, I always have it with me. Mm-hmm. But if I'm going to the beach or I'm going snorkeling or something, I'll take this so that I don't destroy my phone. I've done that. It's not great.
Good point. All right, and you've got one more? Is that right?
Yeah, one more.
All right.
I don't like to be hot, and most of these places have issues with their air conditioning. So I purchased they call it a sleep sack. It's from Grand Trunk.
It's really small. Is it a sleeping bag?
It's kind of like a sleeping bag, but it's made out of silk. It's very lightweight, and it's kind of like a cocoon when you're sleeping. It really, if you get warm like I do, I don't like to sleep under the covers if it's warm. So this gives you the illusion of sleeping under the covers without really having a lot of, warmth on top of you.
That sounds like me. I can't fall asleep if I don't have at least a sheet on me. And a lot of the places that we've been, all they have is that thick comforter. Mm-hmm. And so you're kind of stuck. So this, oh wow, this is really thin.
Yeah, it's silk.
Can you get in this?
Sure.
Now, do you close it up? Do you close yourself inside it?
It came with ties. I had someone stitch the sides up for me because I think I wanted more of a cocoon. But it comes with ties, and you just tie it all the way down the sides. It even has a little place to stick your pillow in, so your pillow doesn't slide around. And it's very lightweight. I like it.
Oh, you're just snug as a bug in a rug there.
In a sleep sack, yes.
And this stays attached, so you don't lose it.
That's right.
Right? Excellent. Wow. Silk sleep sack, 100% silk. Size 84 inches by 36 inches. So that's probably a good one-size-fits-all size. Do they make them in multiple sizes?
They do. They make a double for if you want to fit 2 people in, or if you're extra large. I don't know. If
you're sleep sack, silk snuggling, silk sleep sack, you say that 3 times fast.
Or 12.
Or 12. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
These are
some very interesting items. I think you should consider looking into these if you're going on a little trip and living in a hotel for a while. But again, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for checking in on Hotel Home. As always, I'm Rayna Long, your hostess and darting diva. And may you always travel home.